Oh, good morning to you all. Well, I've been in the house making cranberry orange zest butter and for a market that I'm going to do at the Catholic Church next weekend, and wanted to get some stuff prepared. And I came outside and it is calm and cool and the air smells of rain. The ground is dry, but the air is just wonderful. If you haven't stuck your nose out the door yet, because it is cool, but go ahead and get out there, smell that delicious air. I have things in the garden that still need put away, and I will use this day to do that and to say hello to you. Gosh, we've been busy, haven't we? School's been crazy busy, and I like that. And how proud I feel of you that you work so hard to get everything done and to stay caught up. Seems like we're not breathing, like we're just going really fast. And maybe we are. We're back in our book again with The Ghost Belonged to Me. Then Uncle Miles was standing in the doorway, grinning toothless like he just tagged us all out in a turn at hide and seek. "Still setting to your breakfast," he boomed. "I had mine at 5:30. Uncle Miles was an original kind of old codger and a sore trial to mother. Dad would have put him on the payroll at the business, which is house construction, but Uncle Miles was an independent type of carpenter. He took on the work he wanted and worked a 10-hour day. Then he'd lay off for a week and fish Salt Creek, Snake Creek, or travel. Taking so many odd jobs all over town kept him modern," he said. Our father, Rex Crane, would always say, "Why, we're all modern." So he was on the same wave as Uncle Miles. Cousin Elvira Schmidt said this way with wood was as mired as his tongue was feared. She would say this much on his behalf, even if she is from Mother's side of the family. "Come on in, Uncle Miles, and take it." Dad caught a glimpse of Mother before he could ask him to sit down, but Gladys slammed through from the kitchen and advanced on him with a beaming face and a cup of coffee. "Say, Gladys, if I'd have knowed I'd see you, I'd have put my teeth in." Uncle Miles fumbled around in his overall pocket and pulled out a full set of false choppers. They grinned out of his fist at Gladys, who whooped a big laugh. Mother shaded her eyes with her hand. You know, Mother's trying to be a little fancier than everybody else. The cat's in the tree over here going berserk. "That'll do, Gladys," she moaned. "Oh, hark at that, Gladys," said Uncle Miles. "Back to the kitchen while you're still an honest woman. But stay single for me. I'm just a-getting into my prime." Gladys whooped again and vanished. Gladys looks forward to this. "Well, Uncle Miles, how you feeling?" Dad said. "Better'n you look, Joe. You getting to look more and more like a pinch-faced banker right along. Setting at a desk when you'd be better out working in construction in the great out-of-doors. Ain't you laid up enough money yet to suit?" "Uncle Miles," Mother said, half out of her chair in her mind, "I want you to remove some of the scroll work from off the front porch and start thinking about the balustrade for the piazza." "For the what, Luella?" Uncle Miles turned his spectacles on Mother in surprise. "For the piazza, Uncle Miles. But first I want you to saw off some of those gewgaws and gimcracks from the front entrance. All of that jigsaw ornamentation is passing out of fashion." This kind of made me cringe because we call it gingerbread on old houses, and it's just gorgeous. And as we know, or maybe you don't know yet, Uncle Miles is the one that put it up there. "Hark at who's telling who what's passing out of fashion," Uncle Miles said to the ceiling. "You better get a plasterer in here, Luella. Your wall's cracking above the plate rail." Mother glanced up toward the ceiling without meaning to. "Never mind that, Uncle Miles. What I want you to do is to rebuild this here house that old Captain Campbell built in 1861 to last 1,000 years, and you want it rebuilt this morning with a keyhole saw. That about it?" "All I want," Mother tried to explain, "is, of course, without the gingerbread, this house is going to look pretty near naked." It was meant to have steamboat trim, and without it, the place will look just like a grain elevator. Oh, he's ornery. Dad snorted. Don't you start, Joe, Uncle Miles said with a twinkle sparkling in his eye. Your company knocks together 4 overpriced houses a week for poor saps, as will pay $3,000 for them, but I don't notice you living in one. He turned suddenly on Mother. How about Grecian columns to support the roof, Luella? Why, Hackett's have Grecian columns on their porch. Do they? Mother said. I hadn't noticed. You would if you was invited there, but then the Hackett's has a lot of things other people don't. Since Uncle Miles hadn't been asked to sit, he kept walking around the dining room table, holding his cup of coffee, very dainty. A big green Paul Bean hammer was swinging on his hip. Of course I knowed the Hackett's when he said, circling around my chair. When? I asked. Why, hello there, Alexander, he boomed right into my ear. Why, I knowed the Hackett's when they was working out of a single drugstore in an alley off the square, not even a paved alley. They was rolling their patent medicine pills one at a time when I knowed 'em. But now ain't they high and mighty and already going to seed, all because of their big factory turning out. Pharmaceuticals, Mother said in desperation. Laxatives, Uncle Miles said in triumph. Got the runs, got the ills, take a packet of Hackett's pills. He's so funny. Wouldn't he have been a great neighbor to Grandma Dowdle? Now that would have been funny. Uncle Miles bent double when he told this verse, and I was fixin' to bust. Alexander, as you're finished with your breakfast, be off, Mother said. So will I, Dad said, and in a quiet voice he remarked, do your best with the front porch, Uncle Miles. How's that, Joe? Oh, yes, I'll strip off anything I see with wormwood or dry rot, but don't count on me coming home to any Roman temple. Nellie Melba and I may lay off in the middle of the afternoon and go out to Snake Creek. See if the crappies is biting. After all, you can't do but so much when a house begins to pass out of fashion. He gave us all a wicked gum grin, and the 3 of us crowded out of the dining room, leaving Mother slumped in her chair. Uncle Miles is just more than Mother can take, isn't he? I'm very happy to have had 3 days off from school. Probably not as happy as you, but pretty happy. And I will come out to the garden and gather more seeds. Got them bagged up. We'll talk about that later if you'd like. Would you like to? And I'm going to set fire to a row of asparagus. All right, take care. Get outside and breathe some of this air. Ooh. I love you. Be brave. Be kind. Bye.